Welcome everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with Shivani Gupta. The opposition is fully revamped, recharged, rechristened and ready to take on the 2024 battle against the BJP. Yesterday in Bengaluru, I.N.D.I.A, India emerged as the new name of the opposition alliance, but within 24 hours, the cracks have started to appear within this grouping of Special 26. From reports of Nitish Kumar being upset to the left training its guns on Mamta over Bengal violence, just a day after, all parties seemingly decided to keep their state issues on the back burner. While this time, the opposition efforts to come together are most serious since a Mahagathbandhan in Uttar Pradesh for by-polls yielded results against the BJP, it once again begs the question if the parties have enough common ground to sustain this momentum till next year. Are there just too many contradictions within and too many competing ambitions? And can the opposition truly stay together, stay united till 2024 battle? We'll take that question to our guests in just a bit. First up, let me update you regarding the monsoon session of Parliament that is set to begin tomorrow. That is where the NDA and the I.N.D.I.A will face off against each other on the floor of the Parliament. So today an all-party meet was held. And let me get you some details about what really is expected. So the government has made it clear there are going to be a total of 31 bills that they want to table and get passed, hopefully, as far as this session of the Parliament is concerned. The contentious Delhi ordinance will also be tabled this monsoon. This is where we'll have to wait and see exactly how strongly the Congress backs the I.N.D.A party. Congress, of course, has more MPs than the I.N.D.A party. The Congress also wants a session on inflation and Manipur violence. The Congress will also raise the issue of misuse of agencies allegedly by the centre against opposition leaders. We're also being told that the centre has indeed agreed to discuss the Manipur issue as far as this monsoon session is concerned. Moving back to the opposition alliance, it's been 24 hours, but already some issues are cropping up. Let's take you through that. So initially, through yesterday and today, there were reports and speculations that Nitish Kumar is upset because he wasn't made the alliance convener and even left the meeting soon after before the press conference. Now, the Bihar Chief Minister himself has denied these rumours. In the same vein, he also lashed out at the BJP for fanning what he's saying are rumours, clearly. But what opposition cannot deny is the tension between the TMC and others, as CPM's Brinda Karad openly made the dictator jibe at Mamta Banerjee and questioned the fall of democracy in West Bengal. She has also added, and this is very key, that any alliance between all of these parties in the state is subject to talks to their state leaders. Now, this could push Congress to a rethink too. Meanwhile, while not officially part of the I.N.D.I.A India team, A.I.M.I.M has also questioned this alliance, saying that they weren't even invited because they are political untouchables for these parties. It's not a surprise because there are many states where many of these parties don't see eye to eye. In fact, some of them are in existential battles against each other. So look at the Congress and the left. They together fight the TMC in Bengal. There is the Congress and the left, on the other hand, who are bitter rivals in the state of Kerala. A kind of friendly relationship at the centre has never been able to ease. All three, Congress, left and TMC, have their own stakes versus the BJP in the state of Tripura. Meanwhile, Congress and AAP have existential fights in Delhi and Punjab. These are just some of the more glaring examples. There are, of course, several other nitty-gritties to be worked out. But apart from this, there are other challenges for the India grouping. No popular consensus or face to fight Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and as we have seen, it can be difficult if you don't have one. Can they even arrive at a consensus is a big question. There's also infighting over who will be the fulcrum of the bloc. The Congress has already made it clear multiple times that there can be no opposition bloc without them as the central focus. Other regional parties don't seem to agree. There's the question of ceding territory to others for seat sharing, as I mentioned, and selecting a joint candidate versus BJP in most of the Lok Sabha seats. When you actually get down to it, it could turn out to be an arduous task. And then, of course, apart from the arithmetic, is the chemistry. How will they develop chemistry between them and their cadre on ground and ensure that there can be a transfer of votes to their partners? Because in the past, that has also become clear, it's not as easy as it may seem. So the big debate that's coming up, NDA versus I.N.D.I.A. Can the opposition truly stay united till 2024 battle?
according to our sources from Congress, people who are inside the meeting, they have confirmed that Nitish Kumar was not happy with the deliberations in the meeting. He wanted that his name should be finalized as a convener of this Mahagathbandhan.
कल तो अनेक पार्टियों की मीटिंग थी, तो वहां का मीटिंग होके चल दिए। आज कह रहा है कि वो जो प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस हो रहा था उसमें थे ही नहीं, तो हम भी तो कह के सब बात मानिए लिया है सब, और वहां से उठ के हम चले आए यहाँ।
टीएमसी के खिलाफ और टीएमसी की तानाशाही रुख जो बंगाल में दिखाई दिया है पूरे पंचायत के चुनाव में, जिसके आधार पर 7 लोगों की मृत्यु हुई, वो बंगाल की हकीकत है।
Going across to the guests joining us, Guru Prakash Paswan is joining us from the BJP, Dr. Shantanu Sen, TMC MP with us, Mahima Singh of the Congress Party, and R. Rajagopalan is senior journalist with us as well. Let me go across to Dr. Shantanu Sen first up. You must have heard what Brinda Karat has said today, barely 24 hours after all of you sat together and decided that let's keep our internal differences or state differences aside. She's come out and made that dictatorial charge at Mamata Banerjee. How are you going to keep a lid on this infighting?
First of all the opposition political parties got united to serve the interest of the common people at large of our country, India. No interest or no issue can be a bigger one than the issue of or interest of the common people of India. People of India, they have made up their mind to get a real political freedom, to get a real social and economical freedom by ousting BJP in 2024.
Okay.
Giving full respect to the mandate of the public at large, all the opposition political parties who really believe to be anti-BJP, they have come together, and keeping aside all small egos or small conditions, I believe those who really want to give a real freedom to the people of the country of India, they will come together, they have come together, and they will remain together till the BJP is being made ousted from our country, India.
I understand that, sir. But can I please bring you back to the fundamental issue? You've talked about what the interests are, but I want to understand from you, how are you going to keep, for example, questions against your party by both the Congress and the left aside? That's also about democracy, right? In fact, that's precisely the point that Brinda Karat is making. That what about democracy in West Bengal? Does that not matter?
See, if you really want to see how the democracy is, you have to come to the state of West Bengal, because Madam Mamata Banerjee has established a real democratic scenario in our state of West Bengal, number one. Number two, you have to clearly understand two issues are completely different. One is state issue and the other is national issue. Like in our state of West Bengal, when we were in Congress, before the formation of Trinamool Congress, we fought against CPIM for 34 years.
Yes.
But now, that CPM party, which has killed nearly 56,000 Congress workers at that point of time, that CPM party has joined hands with Congress party in our state of West Bengal, and they are helping BJP indirectly with the help of ISF as well. The same Congress party is fighting against CPM in the state of Kerala.
Yes, I mentioned all of that.
The same Congress party is fighting against AAP in the state of Delhi and Punjab.
Precisely, you're making my point.
The same Congress party is fighting against BRS in Telangana. But all these are local and regional issues. When the national issue comes in front, all the anti-BJP minded political parties will remain together, no issue of that. And
okay.
Some people, some media like yours or whatever, they will constantly try to break this opposition's unity. But for the greater interest, I don't believe this unity can be broken.
I don't know why you're giving so much importance to what the media will be able to do. I don't think the media has the power to break your strength if you are indeed together. But anyways, I'll let that jibe slide. Let me go across to Mahima Singh of the Congress Party as well. Mahima, as the TMC colleague is saying, I mentioned it also. In fact, the Congress, as the truly pan-national party amongst this bloc, has the most at stake. If you were to ally with all of these regional parties, You've got Delhi-Punjab battles with AAP, you've got Kerala with the left, you've got TMC in West Bengal, and there are others, mind you. Even in Uttar Pradesh, I'm sure you would want to come back than just cede space to the Samajwadi Party, for example. So how are you going to align your state interest, state group interests with this? Because this is becoming the most fundamental issue and particularly the biggest issue for the Congress, because you have most to lose. As Mamata Banerjee said, please stay away from West Bengal. Will you?
Jai Hind. There are two important points that I'm prompted to make at this juncture as you ask me that question, Shivani. One is the spirit behind the song Hum Laaye Tufaan Se Kashti Ko Rakhna Mere Bachon Sambhal Ke. We are the torch bearers of those that inspired the spirit behind that song. And the other is the statement made by my Honorable President, Mr. Kharge, yesterday while he opened the press conference. He said, our intention is not to gain power for ourselves. It is to protect constitution, democracy, secularism, social justice. Exactly that, Shivani. And I would say the essence of democracy is to agree to disagree. Every partner that has secured a seat on that table, out of which, by the way, 17 parties out of 26 have parliamentarians. While the haphazard collective of the BJP, you see, there are only 5 out of 38 parties have no parliamentarian there. So each of these strong stakeholders in I.N.D.I.A, that is India, each of the strong stakeholders will have their strong opinions and we agree to disagree. And we are united in our differences.
No, but ma'am,
with
due respect, as long as it's about opinion, ma'am, with due respect, as long as it's about opinion, of course you can agree to disagree. But how are you going to get onto the table? And as I asked, how are you going to actually get to the nitty-gritty of ceding space to each other to make that dream of putting up one solid candidate against the BJP come true? That's the most important question.
I have a very brief point to make to that.
Yes.
The very resolve here is against the individual, the chest-thumping individual. So this is individual against India. This is individual versus India. This is united we stand versus ek akela sab par bhari. That is what we are, and that is what you will see. There will be rumors, there will be rumor mongering by the likes of the BJP, who are the parasites, who finish everybody that they cling on.
Okay, you're still banking on rhetoric. I'm trying to give you an opportunity to tell me exactly how you're going to work this out. Modi versus all, individual versus India, all of that is rhetoric. You'll have to convince the public. But as we've seen, Modi versus all works for Mr. Modi. It works for the BJP. But let me get the BJP in. Let me get the BJP in.
Why? Some answers are left to the time.
Yeah, but there's barely any time, Mahima Singh. That's exactly the point I'm making. You have to get down to the nitty-gritties, otherwise there's not enough time. But yet, let Guru Prakash Paswan come in. Guru, the opposition alliances are very, very clear this time. They have to give up a few things, but they will give up those few things that are needed for the larger interest of the country, as they say, to ensure that the BJP is put aside. Is it time to worry for the BJP?
Shivani, a very warm good evening to you and all my fellow panelists. As of today, Shivani, the BJP-led NDA has 329 seats in the Lok Sabha. As of today, the Congress-led I.N.D.I.A has 157 seats in the Lok Sabha. So I think more than double. People of India, when they speak of people of India have trusted the leadership of Prime Minister Modi. In 2014, in 2019, even with a bigger mandate. And this is not anything new. This is not anything unique. Similarly, similar pictures came out in the public domain in 2018 when a grand galaxy of opposition leaders came together to voice their opposition against Mr. Modi. But I was listening to our friend from the Trinamool Congress and he was making tall claims about democracy and the constitution. I have a picture. So this is Mr. Barun Ruidas. He is a Dalit Karyakarta of BJP who was brutally murdered on the day of Panchayat elections. This is what your democracy definition is. Our spokesperson from the TMC, democracy was being murdered in broad daylight. Ours is a three-tier structure of governance. And what we saw in the streets of West Bengal, people of West Bengal, Shivani, have not forgotten. In
Okay.
the name of Khela Ho, a taandav of violence was unleashed on the streets of West Bengal. Point number 2, our friend from the Congress party was saying social justice, democracy, secularism. I have to make it very clear. In their idea of India, I was listening to the speech of Mr. Rahul Gandhi. He was stressing upon their idea of India. In their idea of India, there was no space for an Adivasi woman in the last 75 years. For the first time in the last 75 years, we are seeing a woman from the tribal community, Draupadi Murmu ji, ek Adivasi ki beti, reaching the highest constitutional office in the country. Their idea of India is bereft of Dalits. Their idea of India is exclusively focused and premised on one family. Lalu Yadav, Tejasvi Yadav, Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, Stalin Karunanidhi, Umar Abdullah, Farooq Abdullah, Sharad Pawar, Supriya Sule. They are not ready to look beyond their family. The only common thread that unites the entire opposition today is family.
Okay,
It's
I get all of
corruption
that.
of more than 20 lakh crore.
Guru, I get all of that. We've heard all of these arguments. Now this is happening. Of course, you can go to the public and talk about dynasty and family interest and all of that. But you didn't answer my fundamental question. If you look at some of the vote percentages in some of the key states, if the opposition bloc was to come together and be able to field one candidate, now I did add the caveat that it's not so easy to transfer the votes from one party to another, especially if you have been bitter rivals on ground. But let's say they managed to put up a single candidate. Is that not trouble for you?
Shivani, as of today, the voting percentage of NDA is 45%. And the voting percentage of the so-called Congress-led alliance is less than 38%. There is a stark difference of 7% when it comes to national election. What makes you think? When the entire opposition, they are bereft of any idea, they have no concrete plan. On the other hand, what we have offered, the country in 2014, we were the 10th largest economy. Today, we are the 5th largest economy. Today, WHO, IMF has conceded the fact that the extreme poverty level is down by 1%.
Okay.
More than 48 crore bank account, more than 10 crore Ujjwala, more than 12 crore toilets. This is what we have done.
Okay.
Today, India has a say at the global world order. India today is the host to G20. India
All right.
today decides
Again,
and
you're going
the
to
world
issues I'm
follows.
not discussing.
International Day of Yoga, International Year of Millets.
Guru, sorry to interrupt you. We're not quite discussing performances alone here. Yes, you will present your report card. The opposition will present its own report card. I'm on the more fundamental question of how alliances will work. Let me go across to R. Rajagopalan as well. You know, there's an interesting statistics. Yes, ma'am, I'll come back to you. Ma'am, I'll come back to you. R. Rajagopalan has not spoken. You know, there are as many in the India alliance. There are parties that did not contest each other in 266 constituencies, but at least 2 alliance partners of the opposition contested against each other in 248 seats. At least 3 India parties contested against each other in 107 seats. 4 contested against each other in 19 and 5 contested against each other in 3. Now, even if I leave aside some of the smaller numbers, the biggest issue is who is going to give up which seat? There are as many as 350 seats where there were more candidates than just one from the opposition.
I would like to say only one thing, Shivani. In West Bengal, will Mamata Banerjee give Congress 25 seats out of 42? Will DMK give out 20 seats to Congress out of 40? In Maharashtra, will Uddhav Thackeray and Sharad Pawar give Congress 20 seats? In every state, Congress is going to get single-digit seats. How are they going to have this alliance? Apart from that, why Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan is not attending Patna meeting or Bengaluru meeting? He says, I won't face Mamata Banerjee. He openly said. And yesterday, in the meeting, they also said, every chief minister is a prime ministerial candidate. What does it mean? In Tamil Nadu, if you say in 2014 and 2019 that DMK projected Mr. Rahul Gandhi, in 2024, Mr. M.K. Stalin says, we don't want anyone who is, we want only to root out Modi. So therefore, your aim is to root out Modi. Apart from that, my understanding is India stands for Indian National Developing Inclusive Alliance. How do you say in Bengali? How do you say in Tamil? How do you say in Hindi? This India for English acrimony is very good to hear that. but translating into regional languages, how will the people understand this, voters? And second thing, my understanding is Trinamool Congress is the enemy of CPM, and they are together in 24 hours. Brinda Karat and Pinnarai Vijayan abusing Madam Mamta Banerjee. Second thing, tomorrow when Parliament opens,
Yes.
it is going to be a test case how it is going to work for the Trinamool Congress when they take up the issue of West Bengal violence in Parliament. That in I.N.D.I.A will go fat tomorrow. It will be a flop show of Bengaluru in 24 hours before the ink dries.
Okay.
In Parliament, they will stand divided, though they may stand united in Bengaluru.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Sen wanted to come in. Mr. Sen and Mahima Singh.
Really, I take pity on my BJP colleague as I have seen him digging his own pond by raising certain issues. He was raising the issue of Adivasi. Yes, of course, that Adivasi lady was so much respected that he was not invited during the inauguration of this new Parliament House. That Adivasis are so much respected that holy water sent from Mothua community for this new Parliament building, that was outrightly rejected. He was talking about dynasty politics. I want to know who Mr. Jaisha is, whose income has gone up by 16,000 times. How many times he played with cricket bat before becoming supreme of this cricket association?
I get that, Mr. Sen. I just want to, as I did with Guru, please come back to the fundamental question. One of the key questions that has been raised, for example, by one of our panelists is, how many seats are you willing to give to the Congress in West Bengal?
That's a separate issue. That time we will say. You just allow me to
seats.
complete my answer.
Only 2 seats
Who is
out of
Rajnath
42.
Singh? Who is Jyotiraditya Scindia? Who is Anurag Thakur? Who is Bharati Pawar? Who is Dharmendra Pradhan? All of them are involved in dynasty politics. And my BJP colleagues talking about dynasty politics.
Okay.
It doesn't suit BJP. BJP should see
TMC
his
will
own
give
face
Congress
before
2
the mirror.
seats. They got only 6% votage in West Bengal Panchayat election Congress. Congress will get only 2 seats in West Bengal. Mamta Banerjee will not give 20.
Are you a journalist or a BJP spokesperson? Respected sir, please tell me first.
All right. Mahima Singh, isn't that an important question for the Congress to get answers to, or are you going to just leave that till the 11th hour? But I also want to read out one more statistics. Mahima, one more statistics. Apart from the fact that most of these opposition parties fought against each other in majority of the Lok Sabha seats, and the challenge remains for you to figure out who is that one candidate going to be. Candidates who lost their deposits, that means less than 16.66% or 1/6 of the total votes polled. For the NDA in 2019, that was 130. For the India Alliance, that was a whopping 422. So it also gives you a measure of how much ground you have to cover to reach the popularity of the NDA. You could argue there is anti-incumbency and that popularity has come down, but the ground is enormous for you to cover.
Well, Shivani, before I come to answer your very relevant question,
Yes.
I have 2-3 points to make. I was raising my hand for. You see, the BJP spokesperson was speaking about the scheduled tribes and the SCs and the STs and the marginalized of this country. We have seen what the BJP does to them in Madhya Pradesh. They excrete, they pee on the marginalized people of our country. It is the Congress that gave this country its first woman prime minister. It is the Congress that gave this country its first Sikh prime minister. It is the Congress that has so many of those laurels to its credit.
Okay.
But this is not the time to count on that. And apart from that, he was talking about the vote share of the NDA. Would he please speak about the refreshed vote share minus TDN, JDS and SAD of the Badars? Because those were the partners we saw missing at yesterday's their haphazard meeting, which was a proof of jitters that the BJP is having right now. He may go on showing whatever he has to. But he was also talking about, the other panelist was talking about the acronym. Let me just say that the BJP is habitual of floating these acronyms on the House of the Parliament during the budget sessions and elsewhere. Will he also talk about the vernacular versions of those acronyms? We never talk about that, however. You just asked the very relevant question about the statistics
Yes.
that you just mentioned, Shivani. let me say that those will have to be read in perspective with the electoral bonds, the very conspicuous, the very suspicious, spurious electoral bonds policy that this government has brought in. So when we start talking about that, we'll also have to see how the VVPATs are counted and a lot more.
Okay, no,
CI
I don't
has
want to
a
get
lot-
into that. Maima, I don't know if the Congress party is going to want to open that whole can of worms. I'm sorry, that debate about VVPATs, electronic machines, all of that is settled. Yes, let me go across to Guru Prakash. Let me go to Guru Prakash Paswan. Yes, Guru, I think you're showing the picture of the SC/ST protest in one of the Congress ruled states. Yes, please make your point. We've seen the picture, Guru. We've seen the picture.
Shivani,
But will he talk about
Shivani, I think it's my turn.
Yes, Guru Prakash, please.
Shivani,
Guru,
I think
you can
it's
keep
my
your
turn.
phone down. We have seen the picture. Thank you.
No, Shivani, I think it's my turn, and for a party that is speaking on behalf of democracy, they should have that respect, grace and dignity to listen to the other party as well. So on the day the opposition leaders were sitting in Congress in the Abhiyan to promote their daughters and sons, the sons of Chhattisgarh, Dalit community, young boy, they were made to protest nude, without any clothes. That is the extreme step when your dignity is being compromised. On the day when Rahul Gandhi was being presented or being articulated as the next future leader of India on Congress ruled state, Chhattisgarh, Dalit students, young Dalits were compelled to protest without any clothes. So I think this shows the real character of the Congress party. And the Congress leaders are saying he can show whatever they want to show. On the one hand, you are saying that you are the vanguards and the flag bearers of democracy. On the other hand, you cannot tolerate dissent. You are sitting in the same space where Mamata Banerjee is sitting, murdering democracy. You are sitting in the same space where Lalu Yadav, Tejasvi Yadav, Nitish Kumar sitting. On 13th of July, in the land of democracy, democracy was murdered. In the land of Jai Prakash Narayan, who raised his voice against the emergency movement, democracy was murdered. Where were you then? Where were your ethos of constitution?
Okay.
Where were your ethos of democracy? We have to make this very clear. Their idea of India is family first. Our idea of India is nation first, Dalit first, tribal first, marginalized first.
Okay, but
गरीब दलित
Guru,
शोषित पीड़ित की जो सुनवाई करेगा वो देश प्रशासन करेगा.
Yes, Mahima wants to come in. Yes, Mahima.
Amit Shah, Rajnath Singh, Chirag Paswan, Sindhia, Anurag Thakur, Pema Khandu, Fadnavis. Can I go on and on with the list?
None
You
of
dare
them
talk
are
about dynasty
none of them
politics.
are like Mr.
You
Rahul
have-
Gandhi. None of them are like Mr. Rahul Gandhi. You have to keep this in your mind. None of them are like Mr. Rahul Gandhi. No one. I give you an open challenge. I give you an open challenge, Mahima ji. I give you an open challenge to have a discussion on family based. In the entire history of BJP, in the entire history of Jansan, there has been no father-son who have been the presidents of the political parties. Keep this in mind.
Okay. Can I just come in? Can I just come in? Please, I want to bring your focus back on the issue we're discussing. Guru, I have a follow-up question to you. You look at Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Bihar, Chhattisgarh. Let me quote Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Goa to you. If all of these parties were to come together and if I was to collate their vote share on the basis of 2019, again with a caveat that vote transfers don't happen so easily. In Assam, the opposition bloc has 36% vote share. In Bihar, 46%. In Chhattisgarh, 41%. In Goa, 46%. I could go on and pick a few seats like Punjab, 48%. You've got Tamil Nadu, 53%. You've got West Bengal, 56%. Delhi, 40%. Chandigarh 43, and then there are other, of course, union territories. Are you not worried about the arithmetic?
No. Like I said, Shivani, the arithmetic, if you look at it nationally, there is a difference of more than 7% between the NDA and the Congress-led alliance. That has to be very categorical. And do you think that these guys have any confidence in the leadership? There is absolutely no leader. Like they say in my village, na Norman tel hoga, na Radha nachegi. Barat taiyar hai. The Barat is ready, but where is the Dulha? Modi versus who? That remains the eternal question.
Okay.
Who is your face? Who is your
going to be a
face?
key
Mr.
issue.
Rahul Gandhi is your face, who was ousted from Amethi. Mr.
But
Rahul
he's no
Gandhi is
longer
your
a
face who was ousted
parliamentarian.
from
We'll have to
Amethi.
wait and see if he can
Mr. Rahul
even
Gandhi is your
fight the
face who
next
was ousted
election.
from Amethi.
Okay, one
who has
second,
to
one
run
second.
to Wayanad to save his parliamentary seat, who is no longer an MP.
1 second, no longer an MP. That's a moot question right now. Mr. Rajagopalan, I want to come back to you. Is the face issue, Mahimaji, please, Mahimaji, is the face issue going to be the biggest Achilles heel of the opposition bloc? We like it or we don't like it. As far as these elections go, against somebody like Narendra Modi, who will have a proven track record of 10 years and 2 terms and continues to be by far the most popular Prime Minister we've had in the last 10 years. His popularity keeps going up, and even globally he's very, very popular. Do you feel that not having a face against him is going to be the biggest Achilles heel for the opposition bloc?
Of course. NDA and I.N.D.I.A, that is, 19-20 का फर्क नहीं है, 20 को 2 को फर्क है, 18% फर्क है. मुझे लगता है नरेंद्र मोदी के सामने कोई भी सामने खड़े नहीं हो, भस्मासुर की तरह खड़े हैं. जो कांग्रेस तो खत्म हो चुका है, 26 स्टेट्स में उसको ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है नहीं है. Congress is entire Tamil Nadu. Congress has got only 2% of votes, but that also receding. They are pickpacking on DMK. In other states, they are pickpacking on other parties, like Trinamool in West Bengal. Will Mamata Banerjee give 20 seats to Congress? That is a moot question. Where will Congress get more than 75 seats or 80 seats? Unless Congress gets 150 seats in Lok Sabha, there is no dream of Mallikarjun Kharge or Rahul Gandhi becoming Prime Minister.
Okay. Add to that is the fact that there are some key parties like the BSP, BJD, TRS, etc., BRS now, who are actually not part of any bloc. So let's not discount them completely. It's not just about this alliance versus that. Yes, Mahima, I have 30 seconds left, please. Very quickly, ma'am.
Yeah. First of all, I asked the BJP spokesperson, will he talk about the absence of their key partners, TDM, JDS and SAD Badal at their yesterday's haphazard meeting,
Okay.
where what we saw was a collective of, caste-based outfits and factions of the parties that attended the I.N.D.I.A meeting. And the other point is that they're talking about the face.
This is the real arrogance of the Congress party. This is the real arrogance of the Congress party, which is a dynasty-based organization.
I have to end, please, one by one.
The party that has imposed emergency.
Okay, I've run out of time. I do thank all of our guests for joining us. Unfortunately, I've run out of time. Clearly, this is going to be a very high-pitched battle as we near the next elections. Time for a very short break. On the other side, remember, the monsoon session of Parliament is beginning tomorrow. Will it be another stormy one? Will government have success in getting as many as 31 bills passed? Well, a CNN News 18 town hall special on the other side with parliamentarians from across the aisle on why disruptions have become the norm. Stay tuned.